All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on Voices of Courage Asia. Good afternoon. I hope you are having your great lunch. So, uh, today I have a very special guest with me, and I can't wait to introduce her to you. But before I do that, let me just give you a brief intro of what this channel, just for the benefit of those who have not known us or you are watching this for the very first time. Right, this is the Voices of Courage Asia channel, and the goal of this channel is to share life experiences, stories of courage, and practical tips and strategies to inspire and empower you to live a life of courage and significance. My name is Lilian. I am the founder of Class Living, which is a social enterprise, and and also the founder of a community called Women of Courage Asia. So both are women empowerment platforms where we contribute back to the community through a monthly empowerment meeting, trainings, mentoring, and especially community support. Okay, we started this channel with the Courage to Be You series. It is based on my proprietary The Courage Blueprint. It is actually a framework that I develop and use for my coaching and mentoring programs. Now, this blueprint, the Courage Blueprint, is really a personal growth roadmap guided by the process of three attributes, addressing nine areas, or nine domains of your life, and cultivating seven critical core values in you so that you can stay grounded in your identity and purpose in life, therefore achieving your dreams and passion. All right. So without sharing too much about myself, let me introduce to you my very special guest today. Right. Her name is Joyce Lim. Right. She is the founder of Hokma, and she is a very beautiful lady, and very inclined to very artistic. All right, she's very creative. She has the passion, to impact women uh, in her own sphere of influence, and she has so much to share actually. So she's also our community leader from Women of Courage Asia, very successful, mompreneur, and very into sustainability. All right, so let me bring her on and let her introduce a bit more about herself. Hello, Joyce.
Hey, how are you, Lilian?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
Happy New
good.
Year!
Yes, yeah. Today is the last day of 2020.
No,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful time, to just remember how good there has been in 2020.
Yes, yeah. There's so much that happens right in 2020, and so much to give thanks for. So, before we move on to the main topic of today, can you introduce yourself a little bit more to the audience?
Okay, hi everyone. My name
Hmm.
is Joyce. I am a Women of Courage Asia leader, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Homa. I'm a mom of one 4 years old boy, and I'm pregnant.
Congratulations!
It's a beautiful, Christmas
That's
gift.
number two, right? That's not your number two.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be my number two. So I'm really excited, but it's very challenging for 2021. But I'm more excited. and um, and what else can I share? Yeah, I love I love making new friends. I just love talking to people, getting to know others as well. Yeah, that's basically all about.
Yeah, as you can see from her, how she carry herself, she's very bubbly. Yeah, I love your smile always, as always. Okay,
You.
I think a little bit background of us between us is, I get to know you during the very beginning of my book tour, right? This is like
Yes,
2 3 years ago.
correct.
Right. I think the first time we met is at the talk itself, right? The book tour
Yes,
itself. Yeah.
yeah.
And then from then on, yeah, it is like no turning back. I'm very inspired by your story as well. So today's topic, yes, very important because I think that is what anchors our lives, right? For both of us. So um, we want to chat. Just a very casual conversation. Okay, let's relax. Lunchtime, huh? So, how does having a relationship with God affect your life? Because the blueprint I covers 9 domains, right? And one of the domain is about relationship. And when you talk about relationship, we talk about relationship with God, relationship with yourself, and then relationship with others. So today we're going to focus the most important component of it first. First thing first, yeah, which is our relationship with God. Yeah. So share your thoughts.
Wow. About it, but yeah, we will summarize it. Yeah, you're right
Mm,
that to live holistically, we really need, from yourself and then spiritually and others as well. That's a really holistic living.
mm,
Maybe I share with you a very simple story first.
mm,
I remember during Christmas, December 25th, right? My mom gave me something very valuable and she was so excited to give it to me. And then so I opened the box and I opened the Christmas wrapper. I was really so excited. And then when I opened it, I was like, wow, yay, I got an Apple Watch, right?
wow.
I know. I was so excited, yeah. And I got an Apple Watch and I looked at it and I saw the box and I just so excited. I took the box out and then I just left everything one side because iPhone normally you just
Mm.
take the whole phone out, so it's just the same as the Apple Watch. And then I tried to turn it on. I couldn't turn it on. I didn't
Oh.
know how to turn it on. I don't know how to turn it on, and I was just wearing it uselessly. But I know it's so expensive. I know it's very important, and I know it's really good. I know because you hear stories about it. You see your friends use it. You see everyone using it, but it was just flat dead. I didn't know how to use it, and then I was just staring at it. I was like, "Ugh, so useful, so nice, but I don't know how to use it." Then I totally forgot that there was like an instruction manual, but I didn't know where it was, so I had to look for it. And then my mom was like, oh, why did Steve Jobs did not have any instruction manual to it during that time when I was looking for it? But then I
Mm,
realized the instruction manual was somewhere underneath because it's just quite complicated. It was inside the paper. Or I have to
mm,
look online to find the instruction manual. So if you ask me, how does having a relationship with God affect my life? It's very important. It's like the number one topmost priority. Because in conclusion to that story,
mm,
I truly believe that God made me for His purpose,
mm-hmm,
and therefore I have to look up and go back to Him to then know what is my purpose for my direction. So with
mm,
so with that Apple Watch, without
mm-hmm.
knowing the purpose and the instruction manual for that Apple Watch, even though you know how beautiful it is, you know how functional it is, you know that you can achieve so much with it,
Mm.
it's just useless. I mean, not just it's like the Apple Watch was really just broken and I didn't know how to. But yeah, I found the instruction manual. I'm using it. I'm really excited. But I managed to use all the powers to it. So if you ask me, having a relationship with God really going back again. When I look up to Him, I know He is my creator, and
Mm,
therefore I have to seek the instruction manual, which is the Bible, right? And
mm,
where I can live purposely and with full purpose with my direction. Yeah.
mm.
That's
Wow, I think I like your what you call this analogy of using the Apple Watch. I mean, it's a device. It is a creation, right?
yeah.
A creation. When there is a creation, there must be a creator, and only the creator will know what is the purpose of the creation.
Correct.
So I think for both of us, we have the same belief that we are as human species, humanity is also a creation as well as the entire universe. I think nature itself already give us a lot of clues um, about the creator, right? Yeah, look at
Yeah.
the flowers. They are
Yeah.
all so uniquely different, and they all come in different patterns. And if you look even closer into each flower, like for example a rose, there are patterns to it, to the petals. Yeah, so it's really beautiful. I like what you said also about if we do not know the purpose, then that device, that creation become redundant. It
Yeah.
can be so wonderfully
Yeah.
created,
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
with like so many amazing functions,
Yeah.
but if you don't know how to operate it, you don't know what is its function, then it
Mm.
is redundant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that very beautifully relating, how having a relationship with God affects our life and why is it so important, right?
Yes.
Mm, okay, share a little bit more about like what are the areas, maybe one area or more than that, if you can feel free to share more than one, the areas that God has the greatest impact in your life and how is it showing up? How is it showing up in your life? Because
Mm,
understanding how he's important and all that. Give some examples of your life.
all right. I think I'm just thinking, okay.
Okay.
Because everything is so important in my life.
Yeah.
Which one is the top priority in life? For
Mm.
me, truly is my family.
Mm-hmm.
Family to me is really important because so in terms of like decision making, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
like what we shared, having a relationship with God really, there's so many things that you need to achieve. There's so many things that you need to do as a sister, as a mother, as a businesswoman, as someone who volunteers. Everything are good things, right?
Mm.
So you already have come to a decision that you don't want to do nonsense things, but now there's so many good things ahead of you. But the question is which one, right?
Mm.
Which is the good things that you have to achieve. So I understand that when you have a relationship with God,
Mm.
um, and it says in the Bible, okay, let me just remember this verse. It says in Jeremiah 29:11-13, it says that
Mm.
for I know the plans I have for you,
Mm.
plans the
Mm.
Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a
Mm.
future hope. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will hear you. You will
Mm.
seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. So, with that
Mm.
verse, truly, together with God, as I seek Him, as I know His will, I am able to make a wiser decision for my
Mm.
right, and not just good decision, but godly decision. Because
Mm.
a godly decision, I will be directed to His purpose. Because right now we are talking about good versus godly purpose. There
Mm.
are good purpose, but I want
Mm.
to have a godly purpose. So only together in regards to having a relationship with God, only with that understanding, then I can achieve what I need to achieve. So for example, like my family decisions, like
Mm.
should I work or not, should I, and it takes a lot of discussion with my husband, with my parents, should we buy this, should we buy this items, this material. So in buying this, then how, and then how do we budget it, and from this different aspect. So with here, there's a lot of things that you can learn from the Bible. There's like budgeting from the Bible,
Mm.
what to be contented, So it's a holistic living actually, really, when you make a godly decision, and only when you spend time seeking the Lord, and when you find, and you look for Him, and you
Mm.
seek all your heart, He will answer
Right.
you.
So
Yes,
the first thing that has the greatest impact in your life is family,
for
yeah,
family.
and all the decision makings,
All right,
right,
decision.
and even right down to the daily details of the decision that we make. It is important, and you have that communication with God to actually. That means basically you put God in the picture, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
another analogy that I can share is that you have to like have a like God is like a not compass, but your direction, and there's a
Mm.
compass going to it. So a ship, right, a big ship, a big boat, they have a compass when they are traveling, when they are riding towards the direction. Just a 1 degree shift, when
Mm.
you when you go very far, it's really the ship is a lot. Just one
Yes.
degree, that, and that's where I tried with God. I do not want to have that 1 degree shift, so I just want to keep
Mm.
heading straight to His direction. Yeah, but the beautiful thing about the Lord is, He's really gracious, and He is loving.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
as we are.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I also totally agree about, the shifting of, just a slight needle shift. Your entire course can be different, will be different in the long run. You may not see the impact immediately,
Yeah.
but over the long run, you will find yourself landing up in a different place, in a different destination. So why are
Yeah.
we always missing our goals? Why do we always landed up on a different different place, different situation, different circumstances, and then
Mm.
yeah. So being mindful of the daily decisions that we make, and
Yes.
making sure that that we are grounded in a certain compass, like for the audience out there, even if you're of a different faith, it's important to have to be grounded with a vision, a vision, a goal, and
Purpose.
a purpose. Yeah. So having that purpose, connected to your spiritual side of you is very important. Yeah. Right. And for 2020, I know 2020 has been a very challenging year for so many of us. Yeah, so many people out there. So how has 2020 been for you, and what are the achievements and milestones that you have achieved, and that God shows up in those areas as well? Yeah. Can you share with
So
us your celebrate with us your milestones?
yes, I'm really excited. So much milestone to thank God for. But firstly, is yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, it's top of the joyous occasion, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I had two miscarriage previously, but I'm
Mm.
still really early in my pregnancy. It's still like 4 weeks, but I'm really still excited. I'm still full of hope that God will move through my pregnancy. And then secondly is really because of COVID, it has brought my family closer in
Mm.
because everybody is at home.
How
I mean
is
my
that working out for you?
yeah, so my home looks like a co-working space right now.
Oh, okay.
my yeah, my father is there as well at home, and then my husband, and then my son. So it has really brought our family closer. Yes, at first it was very challenging, but
Mm.
in through this challenging, we got to know each one. How to understand one another, and patience. Lots of patience
Patience, yes.
with one another, and also of course, um with that growth and my business growth as well. As always, I'm very thankful for class living and being a Women of Courage Asia leader. I have a lot of sisters who praise for me, who encourages me, who supports me in my endeavor, in my business. So, and I've, in this COVID season, favor was really upon me, where I was even interviewed by Straits Times. I managed to get like
Wow.
retail store, which I could
Mhm.
never imagine doing all this in during COVID season, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And the business has really grown leaps and bounds by success, and it was challenging, but with God, all things are possible, right?
Amen.
So
Yeah.
that's something that I really thank God for this year.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, you have been encouragement to many of us in the community, because of, leading the way of, how courage looks like. Yeah. So I think, and of course, how God is very evident in your life, like you mentioned, the favor of God, right?
Yeah.
So, before we move on to the next question, we have, I think this is Nicole. Yeah, Nicole say we are not perfect parents, but it's okay. Yes, we need lots and lots of patience. And I think family, marriage, and families are the training grounds, right? The training ground for us to cultivate the fruit of the spirits, like love and patience. Yeah.
Yes.
I know you are very, very close to your family. Yeah, and your son is very, very close to you. How old is he now again?
He is four. He's turning 5 this February. Yes,
Turning
and
five.
as a mother, you have so many worries. Like just recently, he's gonna turn K1. Yeah, I think
Mm.
K1 in school, and the whole family is just discussing about one topic, like a staircase in his school, because he has a staircase. And
What topic? Okay.
yeah, we just discussed that whole day about the staircase. how worried we are, what if you slip and fall and things like that. But then we were reminded there's so many accidents that can happen. But having a relationship with God, it
Mm,
gives you a hope that He's protecting my son. That I say, you know what, all these worries, I'm gonna commit it to God, and He will protect. He will protect my son. He will protect my family despite whatever challenges that there is in school,
mm,
outside school. There's cars, there's traffic. There's so many challenges. So as mentioned, having a relationship with God, it gives you peace of mind, knowing
mm.
hope. Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, that part of it, well, whatever we have been sharing, yeah, is based on our knowledge, our knowledge from the Bible about God and your experience, your daily personal walk with Him, right? That you are experiencing His goodness and grace and favor upon your life. So for for our audience out there, right, who may know about God, but may not personally experience Him like the way you do. Can you share with our audience, what are some of the practical, maybe practical tips that you apply daily on a daily basis to have this relationship with this God that we are talking about? How do we connect with a God that is invisible? Like He's invisible. It's so abstract. You get what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
So is there something like more practical that we can share with our audience? That
Okay. So
some tips that you apply in your life to connect with and have this relationship.
okay, firstly, with whatever religion, or even if you're a believer, I want you to just spend some time, sit down, and go into a closed door and just question first. Just question. Have that meditation. Just question first yourself. Why are you existing, and what are you living for? And I hope that in that, as you question yourself and you look out of the beautiful things outside and ask yourself, where did all those come from? Like what Lilian was sharing about the nature, where did that come from? And I want you to research, just really truly research, even if from science, from religion, different religion. But I want to encourage you to ask and just seek God, if you are real, show me. If you are
Mm,
real, I want to experience you. Just that very,
mm,
very encouraging word. And if there's someone who has already encouraged you and shared with you about God, I just want to share with you a verse from the Bible.
mm,
Okay, very familiar verse. It says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have eternal
mm,
life." God loves you so much. He sent His Son, for your sins. And many times people are like, I know I'm not worthy enough. But you know what? In John 3:17 is another beautiful verse that comes after it. For God did
mm,
not send His Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through Him. He's not here to condemn you, He's here to love you. So I want to encourage you to really sit down and question. And if not, just listen to your mother and father. Whatever your mother and father said to you, they are wise. They are wise. They will tell you they've been there, done that. They are wise, to listen to your mother and father. And if and also follow the law. That's all. Follow the law. Singapore,
Follow the
follow the
law.
That's one thing for wise living as well. And encourage you to just like what Lilian been sharing, there's a lot of beautiful positive books out there that you can read, right?
Mm,
And Women of Courage Asia has a book as well. You can go and check it out. Lots of courageous story that will really encourage you. So very basic, just keep learning. Yes.
mm,
And I think one very important thing, as very practical as well, find a very positive and correct friend. Yeah, so be, good company, right? Yeah, bad company corrupts. So be in a position of positivity, of wise women. Just be there, talk to them. If you know that you look up to someone, talk to them, ask them, how do you do this? Always keep asking questions, and just always keep seeking. Yes. Very practical.
okay. So just now you mentioned that be in a position of what do you
In a positivity place, right? So if you know
ah
that you are already so down and you're so alone, and like, my life is so sad, go and find a group of friends. I know it's COVID, but it's okay. You can find 8 packs. There's someone that you can find. There's online groups, so many online women empowerment groups. There's Women of Courage Asia, we have Class Living. So, you know, ask a friend, look for a friend. I believe every one of us here has at least one friend. I truly believe in that. And if you don't, just go look for one, just even just one that can encourage you and whom you can encourage as well.
Mm. Yeah, I think yeah, thanks for sharing those tips. I think just do a quick recap. Yeah, I think the first thing that you mentioned about meditation, spending time alone, setting aside a solitude time. Yeah, your me time. Like many like to call it. And but don't just spend time alone doing nothing and leaving your mind empty. But like ask questions, ask yourself questions, ask powerful questions that will draw, like questions that you mentioned. Why are you even existing? What's your purpose in life? What are you living for? Yeah, so I think these are very powerful questions that we should ask ourselves. And then and that will help you to connect with not only yourself but your creator, right? So like you mentioned, pray, speak and communicate. Prayer is just communication. Yeah, it's just talking to our creator. Yeah. And for me personally, I like to be immersed in nature. So that helps a lot to connect with you know with God lah. Yeah. So yes, totally agree that reading up books, uh it can help you to, the point about books, right? That's where I encounter God a lot actually, and it helps me walk out of my depression. Because I didn't have any support back then, right? So I didn't. Some of us, we are like too proud to seek for help, right? Too, so many mindsets that paralyze us from seeking support. So
Mm,
back then, what I did was, I dived myself into books, reading up
mm,
a lot of books, and God speak to me through those books. Yeah, and
yeah,
He even answer my questions that I never articulate out. I never even ask those questions out verbally or mentally to him. Yeah. But they were questions in my heart. And through reading those books, right, I realized that he was answering those questions in my heart. And that was like, whoa. It's like, how can
amazing.
you deny the existence of God? Right,
Yes,
because yeah, he's answering things in your heart that you never articulate out to anyone. You don't share with anyone. Only God knows. Yeah. So reading, God speaks through different ways. Books is just one of the ways, right? I can speak through people as well. So for the audience out there, if you're listening right now, and maybe you have questions about God, about your relationship, about your existence, and you're watching this, we believe that it is not by chance, right? This will be a divine appointment for you. Maybe God is using this platform, using the both of us to communicate with you, right?
definitely.
So yeah, so God speaks through many ways. And lastly, you shared about be in a position of positivity place.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that would, to me, that speaks a lot about our community. Being in a community of like-minded, positive mindset people, right? Yeah.
right.
Because wherever, if you are always surrounded by all the negative, then
Mm,
naturally, yeah, it's not going to help. And if you are surrounded by people who um have a good relationship, a healthy relationship with God, and then you get nourishment and strengthen in our faith. Oh, cannot hear me? Yeah. Which I was saying that you can get the nourishment. You are surrounded by people, yeah, that are having healthy relationship with God. Yeah, so we will get that support with each other as well.
yeah,
Wow,
that-
that's yeah. So those are practical tips, that Joyce has shared that you can actually apply. So building up a relationship. Uh, these tips that she shared can also apply to relating it with people, right? It's just not with God alone, right? Or with
yes,
people. Yeah. So, and this is a very short lunchtime chat. So I
definitely.
really thank you for setting aside your lunchtime to come and share. Yeah, but before you go, can you share with us, like moving forward, like, okay, what is the one thing that you learned about yourself in 2020, right? And then what is the one thing that you are moving forward towards for 2021?
Okay,
I know
one
this is an impromptu. I did prepare her this
I
question.
know. Love it. I love it. So for 2020, like I said, I've learned how to grow my business myself,
Mm,
right? So it was really hard work, and I learned to do things myself. But right now, because in terms of growth, right now there's not only me, there is I have a team that I need to trust, and I'm learning how to trust others to
mm,
in terms of at the same time to grow what is needed for the company, even not just me, even my family back as well. Like I have to trust um my son to be an elder brother, that kind of trust.
yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of this is one thing that I am learning to grow, and with that I need to learn how to listen, like re-listen more, right? Because last time, if it's just
Mm.
me, I'm doing, I listen to myself only, right? Okay, this is what I want to do, what I want to achieve, what I want to be, how I want to do. But right now it's like, okay, we are a team right now. What do you want to achieve for this team? How do you
Mm.
want? So if you ask me, overall it's more of like trusting to communicate to grow. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that brings me to the topic that we are always advocating, as self leadership. Leadership, you lead yourself first. If you are not able to even lead yourself, how are you going to lead others? Yeah. So self leadership is very critical. That's why this whole series is about courage to be you. Everything starts with you. So active listening, patient listening is a very a critical skill set. Yeah,
Yeah,
that, and
right.
communication is an art. Active listening is a very important skill set if we want to learn.
Very.
Yeah, and I resonate totally with you. Like, in the past, when we are just doing things on our own, we just do everything by ourselves, as and when.
Because we listen to
But
ourselves.
yeah, but with a team, yeah,
Yeah,
the whole ball game changes. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, you have to be patient, you have to have trust, you have to have faith. Yeah, so that's a lot more about leadership, and we will talk about that. Leadership is also one of the areas that we will talk about in the blueprint as well. Yeah, how about moving forward? Yes, 2021. Yeah, you can see in the
Yeah,
background for this, I changed the background as well.
yeah. So moving forward as growing as a person, right?
Mm.
Like I mentioned already just now, I will that one word is I will choose to listen attentively and not listen by answering already. So I'll be quick to listen, slow to speak. That's one thing in
Okay.
2021 that I will really want to do. I'll listen to my husband, listen to my son, listen to my parents, listen to my teammates, listen to my colleagues, to my staff. That's one thing. Listen. The word for me is really listen. Just keep listening. Listen
Mm.
to God as well, and not just tell Him what I want to do, but listen to what He wants me to do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
Him to
think
me.
that's yeah. I
Listen.
think that's very important. Like, some people may have the idea of like, you go to God, you just like you go there, then you just lay down your prayer request, like, okay, God, this, that, he becomes your your, what you call that,
Genie.
genie.
Ah,
Yeah,
please put the mic up again.
the
I
mic. Okay. Yeah. I was saying that, God is not a genie, so we don't come to him and tell him, God, this is what I want. Like
yeah,
list
yeah,
out the whole list of what we want. Yeah.
correct,
But
correct.
rather knowing what our purpose is. It goes back to our purpose, why we are created. Yeah. So thank you so much for this time of
You.
sharing. And for those who want to connect with Joyce, I have included her Facebook link in the caption, so you can connect with her, find out more about what she does about with her brand Hokma. Right?
Right.
Yeah, it's the art
So
is beautiful,
Thank
and get to know
you.
her more as a person as well through the social media. She's very active in her social media, Instagram, right? Yeah. And yes, and if you have anything that you are still feeling confused, and you need clarity, you want to move forward, but you feel stuck, you can always book a session with me, schedule a clarity session with me. The link is also included in the caption. So jumpstart the new year with a clarity mind, with a clarity mindset. Yeah. Something wrong with the mic today, is it? I think
Mm,
something wrong with the mic today.
yeah,
Can't.
cannot hear.
How about now? I just maybe use the last part with the.
Okay, this is
Can't hear?
better. This is better.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. I think yeah. So the clarity session. If you have any confusion, you need you feel stuck and life is chaotic for you and you want to like have a clarity, you want to jumpstart 2021 with clear vision, goals, and action plans, then do schedule a session with me. All right. And if you want to find a community, like we talk about being supported in a community, yeah, join us at Women of Courage Asia. So that is the link that you can also click on it. We meet every last Tuesday of the month, right? Last Tuesday of the month. So January, we're going to jumpstart with, again, we work on the mindset first. Yeah, first thing first. Yeah, clear your mindset, with a positive ones. And last but not least, you know, uh, join us also next year. We have a lot of exciting things going on. So I think the first few, is we're going to celebrate our second anniversary, Women of
Mm,
Courage Asia, as well as we're going to have our first ever boot camp, right? For women, by women, for women only, right? Transform with Courage boot camp happening in March, right? So we'll look forward to you. Find out more, register. You can register online through the link that is in the caption. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for coming on, Joyce. Once again, thanks
my
for sharing
pleasure.
your your life with us. Yeah. So join us every Tuesday and Thursday. Right. Any last encouragement for the audience before we go, Joyce?
No, just enjoy the new year. Enjoy with your
Enjoy the
family.
new year.
Yes, it's a very good new year, good beginning. It's amazing. So can we start, as you say?
Yes. So wishing everyone a very, very happy new year. So we'll see you
Yeah.
on in 2021.
Take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye.